Now today we installed our standard HID kit, which is our slim ballast with an external canceller. Mostly everybody purchases the CAN bus ballasts, so the canceller will be built in. You have different mounting options with those ballasts. You can zip tie them somewhere if you don't want to use the double-sided tape, or you can screw them into like the plastic over here. Those are a couple options. If you did purchase the standard HID kit with the external canceller, your daytime running lights will not function. They'll need to be disabled using VAGCOM. Today we're going to install our standard HID kit on a Mark 6 GTI. Just to give you an overview of the parts, starting over here you have the bulb adapters, the T-tap connectors, the HID warning cancellers, your two ballasts, your mounting options for the ballast, either a bracket with a self-tapping screw or a 3M double-sided tape pad, and your wire harnesses attached to your HID bulbs. It might make it easier if you have bigger hands to remove the two T30 Torx bolts that hold the headlight on. That way the headlight can come forward just a little bit. We're going to start off by removing the rubber cap that seals the back of the headlight. You're going to go ahead and remove that, and then you're going to reach inside, and there's a little handle for the bulb. We're going to take that and we're going to flip it towards the outside of the car, and then we're going to remove the bulb. Then we're going to come over to the passenger side, do the same thing, remove the cap, reach inside, and twist towards the driver's side of the car, and your bulb and socket will come out. Now this is going to be a little hard to see in the video, but there's two black wires that go to the headlight sockets right there. There's one and then two. What we're going to do is we're going to take the two red T-tap connectors and we're going to attach one to each of the wires. Now the way the connector works is you're going to center the black wire right there. You're going to pinch it slightly closed, and then with a plier you're just going to squeeze it until it clips. So now I'm going to demonstrate on the two wires inside. Now you can see the two T-taps installed, one on each black wire. We're going to move on to the next step now. Now we're going to take the covering off the bulb. Once you take this off, be sure your fingers do not come in contact with the filament on the bulb. Here, squeeze the grommet through here, and off. Now in order to get the bulb through there, what we're going to do with the grommet is the power and ground wire for the electrical connector. We're simply going to take them and pull them slowly all the way out through the grommet and separate them like there. From there, we're going to feed one side and the other side into there and push the grommet through the hole. Now if you look here, the H7 bulb has a locating tab there and the connector has a locating tab there. The bulb's going to sit just like that. From here we're going to pull the grommet all the way down to the edge of the headlights, to the headlight grommet, and then from there we're just going to reinsert these wires one at a time, and we're just going to pull them through to about there. Now in the next coming steps, these are actually going to plug into the T-tap connectors we installed earlier. Now the best way to hold this and keep that centered is to actually hold from the wires in the back, just like that. Now when we go to insert this into the headlight housing, we're actually going to want this part of the headlight bulb to be turned slightly towards the driver's side. The connector is going to go in, and then we're going to want to turn the connector up towards the passenger side of the vehicle until it locks in place. So now we're going to go ahead and install this into the headlight housing. Now once we twist towards the passenger side of the car, you just want to make sure that the bulb's sitting flush in there. It's not pointing left, right, up, down. It's directly straight behind the Volkswagen logo right there. Now this is what a T-tap's going to look like once it's squeezed on the wire. What we're going to do here is the two T-taps you squeezed inside the headlight. You're going to take your power, plug it into one, and your ground, plug it into the other. And here's the two wires plugged into the connector. Now on the factory rubber headlight cap, best thing to do is take a little razor blade and we're going to make a little slit just like that in the middle to run our wires. So we'll start with the ballast harness, push that through, and then the bulb harness, and then the grommet will sit right behind there. And then from there, it's going to pop right back onto the headlight, and it just presses on just like that. Now we're going to install the 3M double-sided tape pad, peel one side, center it on the ballast, push down firmly, and then since we're installing our standard kit, we have an external canceller, so we're going to install the tape on the canceller as well. Same thing, peel, push down on it good, and stick. Now in order to make sure we get a good adhesion, you can use either a brake parts cleaner, rubbing alcohol, and we're going to wipe down this portion of the headlight where we're going to stick the ballast, and this portion where we're going to stick the canceller. We're going to put the ballast and the canceller together. So we're going to come here, plug that together just like that. From here we're going to peel. Now we're going to stick the ballast right there. And we're going to push on it firmly in all the corners. From there, that's going to go over to our bulbs in a second. We're going to take the connector coming out of the headlight, plug it into the canceller, just like that, and then we're going to stick that right to there. So we're going to peel, set it up right there, and press. From there, simple plug and play connection, and then we're going to take the igniter box and tuck it in the corner right there with our connection, and that's going to complete this side. Now you can see a comparison. On the passenger side we have the 8000K HID we just installed, and on the driver's side you have a factory halogen bulb. Now just in order to get some more room over here, we're going to take the two T30 bolts off here, and you can also take off the fuse box cover and set that to the side just to give you a little more room to get in there. And we can put our fuse box cover back on, sliding it down and locking both sides into place. And we can put our T30 bolts back in. Now we'll just test to make sure it works. Now after you install your HID kit, if one or both of the HIDs don't function, all you simply have to do is take the cap back off the headlight, and you're going to switch the T-tap power and ground wire. So the wire going in the ballast harness, you're going to take it out of the T-tap and put it to the other T-tap, because the HIDs are polar sensitive, and from the factory, since both wires are black inside the headlight, you have no way of knowing which one's positive and which one's negative. So essentially you have a 50% chance of getting it right and a 50% chance of having to switch it. Now we're going to disable the daytime running lights using VCDS, also known as VADCOM. Go to select, central electrical, coding, long coding helper, uncheck the two daytime running light bits in 6 and 7, close it, hit do it, okay, and you can close the program. And now we have our daytime running lights off.